Welcome to Coffee with Hakimi. Today, we delve into a heart-wrenching story that shook Egypt and sparked an urgent conversation about women's rights and safety. This is the story of Naira Ashraf, a young woman whose life was tragically cut short, and how her death ignited a movement for change. Setting the scene, in the bustling city of Mansoura, Egypt, life moves at a fast pace. The streets are filled with students heading to university, vendors selling their goods, and families enjoying the vibrant culture. Among these students was Naira Ashraf, a bright and ambitious young woman studying at Mansoura University. She was known for her kindness, intelligence, and dreams of a brighter future. But on June 20th, 2022, Naira's life took a horrific turn. This day started like any other, but it would end in tragedy. The incident. Naira had been receiving unwanted attention from a fellow student named Mohammed Adil. Despite his persistent advances, Naira had made it clear that she was not interested. She wanted to focus on her studies and her future, not on a relationship that made her uncomfortable. However, Mohammed did not accept her rejection. On that fateful day, he confronted her outside the university. Witnesses reported that a heated argument ensued. In a moment of rage and desperation, Mohammed pulled out a knife and attacked Naira. The brutal nature of the assault shocked everyone nearby. Naira was left lying on the ground, her life extinguished far too soon. The aftermath. The news of Naira's murder spread like wildfire across social media platforms. Hashtags like #WeAreAllNaira began trending as people expressed their outrage and sorrow over the incident. Many took to the streets to protest, calling for justice not just for Naira, but for all women facing violence and harassment. This incident did not just highlight the tragic loss of a life, it brought to the forefront the pervasive issues of gender-based violence in Egypt. Women were sharing their stories, recounting times they felt unsafe, harassed, or threatened. The collective pain was palpable, as many recognized that Naira's story was not an isolated incident but part of a larger, systemic problem. Legal proceedings. In the wake of the murder, Mohammed Adil was arrested at the scene. The public's demand for justice was intense, and many hoped that this case would lead to significant changes in how violence against women was addressed in Egypt. During the trial, Mohammed's defense claimed that he was in a moment of emotional distress, trying to justify his actions. However, this only fueled public outrage even further. On March 27, 2023, he was sentenced to death, a verdict seen by many as a necessary step toward accountability. Cultural reflection. Naira's story became a rallying cry for activists and organizations working toward women's rights in Egypt. Conversations about the need for better education on consent, respect, and gender equality became more prominent. Women began to share their experiences in public forums, and the movement gained momentum. In universities across the country, students organized seminars, workshops, and discussions aimed at addressing the cultural attitudes that contribute to violence against women. The impact of Naira's death was beginning to ripple through society, illuminating the urgent need for change. Moving forward, as we reflect on Naira Ashraf's tragic story, it's crucial to acknowledge that her life and death are more than just a news headline. They represent the struggles of countless women who face violence and harassment every day. The conversations sparked by her murder are vital for creating a safer future for women in Egypt and beyond. Conclusion. Naira Ashraf's story is a painful reminder of the work that still needs to be done. It calls upon all of us individuals, communities, and governments to take action against gender-based violence. As we sip our coffee today, let's remember Naira and honor her memory by advocating for change. Let's continue to raise our voices, support one another, and strive for a world where every woman can feel safe and respected. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Coffee with Hakimi. If you found this story impactful, please like, share, and subscribe for more discussions on important topics that touch our lives. Together, we can make a difference.